We got a call last week, 600 did. One of the dudes is trying to get the grid program contract, right? He went in and tried to get it. He can meet the criteria.
But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got this last thing to say. Wack said he was gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Because whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wack. Believe that.
Power in Los Angeles doesn't always wear a badge. Sometimes it wears community credentials or it owns city contracts. But what happens when that power starts to slip and the ones who help you build it are the same ones trying to take it all away? This is not just a story of gang politics or a fallen figurehead. This is about how a city program meant to curb gang violence may be ground zero for one of the coldest betrayals the West Coast has ever seen. This is the unraveling of Big U versus Wack 100 in the battle for the grid contracts.
Program.
Okay.
Do you know, listen, we got a call last week, 600 did. One of the dudes is trying to get the grid program contract, right? He went in and tried to get it. He can meet the criteria except one. You know what the one criteria he said he couldn't meet?
What?
He can meet the criteria except one. You know what the one criteria he said he couldn't meet?
What?
He said, bro, I got a call to apologize to you, 600. Y'all was right. You must have 5 confidential informants within your program. Okay, now we talking about
in the grid program. So, but isn't it presumably like 100 or hundreds of employees?
Your contract and your employee count, 5 of them got to be CIs.
Okay.
Either documented or will.
They calling my son at his football practice, threatening him. You know what I mean? These dudes tagging him. What kind of shit is this? But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got this last thing to say. Wack said he was gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Because whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wack. Believe that. So remove me to get me out the way for somebody else to come in who gonna cooperate. That's what the play is. Video, I'm gonna go turn myself in, see what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house. He's actually got video and footage of it. So y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack.
On the most recent episode of Adam and Wack Show, Wack 100 made a comment that didn't get enough attention. But for those paying close attention, it was a bombshell. Wack claimed that someone had called 600, telling him they went down to City Hall to make a move on the grid program contract once held by Big U's nonprofit, Developing Options. Let's pause there, because this isn't just any contract. This is the Gang Reduction Youth Development Initiative, better known as GRID, a city-backed program funded by Los Angeles and the LAPD, designed to reduce gang activity in high-risk zones, a community mission with serious money behind it. And Developing Options, founded by Big U, was one of the crown jewels of that ecosystem. It wasn't just outreach, it was influence, income, and insulation all in one.
This internet stuff, all of y'all filed. All y'all who be sending shit around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what they're saying, all y'all giving these likes and hidden likes, all y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this shit. If you have something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sitting it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community. I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is. This the price of being black, trying to help somebody, trying to help your community.
Big U, on his way to turn himself into federal custody, made a chilling prediction. He named names and he pointed fingers. He said it clearly. Once he's gone, watch who comes for his grid contracts. It will probably be somebody from the 60s, and they'll probably be aligned with Wack and 600. He didn't mention Eddie Boy at all, but if we're talking about who's making moves behind the scenes with 600 and Wack, the pieces start to fall into place. This isn't just paranoia, this is a playbook. 600 has made it no secret of his disdain for Big U. Wack 100 has spent the last year publicly positioning himself as the man pulling strings from the content world to the courtroom. And now, with whispers of 600 and Eddie Boy stepping into Big U's old city contracts without Wack's opposition, feels like less like a coincidence and more like a confirmation. But let me be clear. These community-based organizations, they're lucrative. 6 figures a year and up, paid out under the guise of intervention, mediation, and outreach. But the real value isn't just the money, it's the access, the connections, and the immunity it can buy until it doesn't. For years, Big U allegedly played both sides of the fence, respected in the streets, contracted by the city, and protected by the optics of community work. But now, the fence is collapsing, and as Wack 100 continues to play the long game, dropping clues, building narratives, and backing Big U's enemies, it's hard not to wonder, was this all part of the plan? Man, the streets don't love anybody. But when your own circle moves in to replace you before the cell door even closes, it's not disloyalty, that's strategy. And in the fall of Big U, we're watching the rise of a new order. And whether it's 600, Eddie Boy, or Wack 100 himself pulling the strings, one thing is clear. The war for Los Angeles doesn't look like it used to. Now it comes with paperwork, podcasts, and City Hall connections. This is Misguided Media, and you just heard a story they'll never tell you at the press conference. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
And do what you can. You're just guilty because somebody else don't like you and they go on the internet and they want to, and y'all gonna promote it. It's crazy. But I'm going to go turn myself in though, because I ain't did nothing. Fact is, man, they done went to my house, kicked my houses in, bust my doors down, bust my windows. They calling my son at his football practice, threatening him. You know what I mean? These dudes tagging him. What kind of shit is this?